Hi there, good day and welcome home to Blenholme for episode 22 of our Cities Skylines build. Today we're gonna start ourselves a fresh neighborhood, so let's first draw in the district. This is going to be the final Tarn named neighborhood. It's Whitetarn. I'll name it after drawing it in, of course. And I think I'm extending it a bit too far, but we can always trim it back later. So this is going to be Whitetarn, and it's going to be Green Cities residential neighborhood. And it's going to be high density, with a lot of parking lots happening in there. So at least our student count went up this academic year, which is quite good for us. Now let's start ourselves off the first street. And of course I'm forgetting to name the neighborhood, so I'll have to remember to do that right after. And I'm going to extend this street for 21 tiles, or maybe 26. Yeah, 26. And then let's draw in some tarmac pathways. One every 4 tiles. And of course one through the middle as well. This will be an important pattern for the neighborhood, lots of pedestrian connectivity in there. Now let's go to our growable Green Cities residential assets. And we're going to be using the 1x2s. I think these level 2 ones, they look really nice next to each other when placed like this. So let's get this whole area plopped up with a lot of these, and then of course spread water to these poor people. They're moving in already, but they have no facilities whatsoever. And I see I did this one wrong, unfortunately, which means longer without water for my people. But at least I think this will be a decent population growth for now. And let's just turn off all our snapping. And get these things in. It doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough is quite good enough. So let's name it Whitetarn. And let's also get some more buildings in here. So where does the neighborhood end? Oh, it's ever so slightly too small. So let's make sure all of those people are in there. And I think there's even space for one more of those 3x3 apartment buildings. So let's squeeze another of those in here. And add a few of these pedestrian facilities through here as well. So people can walk everywhere really easily. And this one's going to be a bit bendy. And of course it's going to give some grief, since I drew it in slightly too short. And maybe let's extend it through here as well. And down here. And down there. It's starting to look quite connected. I think I like it. That's a nice base for our neighborhood. And now I'm going to use some parking lot roads. It's always a chore to find them, of course. And we're going to turn on our snapping again. And I think I need to draw it from here. And then it just about is not alright. So I'm going to have to go one pathway further along. Now let's see if the curb is on the right side. It does seem to be. Awesome. Maybe let's convert a part of it to a drive later on. But first let's draw out the other part of it. It wouldn't be a real parking lot without any space to park, of course. And yeah, that should be alright. Yeah, I guess this looks fine. Now let's connect some fill roads through here as well. And turn on anarchy for a bit to place ourselves some parking squares. Did I misclick and not turn on anarchy? Yep. So this is going to be parking lots for apartment buildings, so the people living here actually have somewhere to park. I guess that would be neat, right? So now let's place in the buildings themselves as well. Oh, I see, I need to fix that parking lot road over there first. So I was going to convert this into a parking lot drive, right? Yep. This instantly looks a lot better. So now let's go to our 3x4 residential buildings. And we're going to take the lowest tier of them. I think they're high enough for the vibe we're going for here. And on the other side are the mirrored versions. So let's get these in there as well. And let's also zone all these bits and pieces up for consistency's sake. Really good. Now we have this bit of space left over here, like a bit of a dead corner. And I want to place a park cafe in here. Which of course will not fit because it's only 1 square. I guess we can leave it empty and decorate it up in a bit of a time lapse. Now I think it's time to expand upon our cycling infrastructure a little bit. We've got a neighborhood over here which should actually be reachable by bicycle, in my opinion. So let's make sure it is. First I'm going to convert our central road into one with cycling paths, and that will make our shops respawn in, but that doesn't matter that much. Green Cities commercial pretty much always looks quite good. And now let's take a cycling path and start curving it away from here. And for now let's go down to the metro station. And I think I will first want to terraform. Well, I can do that after anyway. So let's first curve it down towards the metro station. And then take our smooth terrain tool. And and make this just a little bit better. A little bit less of a rough climb for the cyclists. And this a bit less of a wall as well while we're at it. That's one piece at it. So now we're going to convert this street into cycling infrastructure as well. And since this is the end of a cycling path over here, I think I'm going to have to convert one of our pedestrian paths to a cycling path, and from here on it will be a grassy road. Some buildings got destroyed, but oh well, I don't care that much about that right now. So let's get a cycling path in here. This feels quite far away actually, but let's first convert this into a cycling path road. And yeah, okay, so that's going to have to be a grassy road as well. Which is actually quite nice. Looks pretty good. So now let's go and convert this into a cycling path. Remove this one and this one. Oh wait, let's remove that one as well. I'm just gonna freeform redraw it in. That should be alright. And then we'll continue the pedestrian facility like this. So these people can get everywhere as well. And that will be a significant improvement to our infrastructure again. And now that's a bit improved, we can go back to Whitetarn. Because I want to expand upon the concept of this neighborhood a little bit more. So let's go back to our parking lot roads. And we're gonna take the border road again. Everything but road guidelines. And now we're gonna draw it from here. And like this. And connect back in here. This is going to turn into a fill road. And I'll need anarchy for that, apparently. Because of the parking lots that are already placed on it. Although no, let's convert it back into a border road, because there's going to be buildings next to it. And this part is even going to be a parking lot drive. And now we're going to draw in another border road. I think I'll draw it out from here. And then around to here. So this will have to become a bit of a fill road. And this will be fill road as well. And then in with the parking lots. This looks about right to me. So let's take a little sweep with a tree brush. Remove these things over here. I guess I'll have to remove that one manually, so they won't eat into my tree count. And let's get a 2x3 apartment block in here. So I'm going to set them like this in a bit of a circle-like area, or a different kind of square. And I'm gonna turn off anarchy, because I don't need it anymore. So this neighborhood is going to be consisting of parking lots and apartment blocks like these, and quite a bit of green space. I think I'm going to be doing something to this bit of green space already. I mean, we're not going to build it, who are we kidding? So let's decorate it up. And maybe let's put some gazebo in here. One over here and another one over here, with a nice tree pattern in between them. So we'll need to not have a brush for this, otherwise we can't see what we're doing. I think this will do. Looks quite nice. And it gives a bit of a nice atmosphere to the new neighborhood already. I also want to continue our cycling infrastructure into this neighborhood. But first let's remove some more trees from the area, so we don't get that much dipping in frame rate later on. I hope. You never know with this machine, I guess, but we can always hope. So I'm gonna first extend the parking lot drive until over here. We're gonna build the neighborhood further along that road. And now I'm going to take a cycling path. And I think I'm going to continue it straight until right over here. Although that doesn't really connect to any of the cycling infrastructure as of now, which is unfortunate. Let's see. Where should I connect it to? We can always continue the pattern from over here, just drawing it in between these roads. And this will connect it to the city-wide network. Now we can also do something with this part of the area. 3 deep, so let's go for 2 deep buildings. And I think we could do with another row of 1x2s. Let's take this kind for over here, so they don't get too dominant. And let's have another cycling path connection through here as well. That seems alright. Except for the water situation, of course. But we can just draw out a nice one under the parking lot. A nice big amount of space to draw water pipes in. It's pretty nice. And I of course also have to zone up the parts I didn't do yet. And I can decorate this up later again. But first let's get our water and sewage sorted. I think we're running a bit low on our supply, and we should fix that. So let's get our inland water and sewage treatment plant and place it in our area that's already our sewage treatment area, right over here. Looks right, should connect it. So now that's connected in and we have our sewage treatment up and running again. We won't run into trouble with that anytime soon, I think. And maybe let's place another water tower up here high up the hill so the water can flow down fairly easily. Maybe here near the graveyard will do fine. So let's check if one can sit in this corner. Might remove 1 or 2 trees, but I think it'll do. And this sorts out our water. Yep. The supply is back up. Yeah, better. Now let's maybe place another park street light in here for some extra illumination of the area at night. And then I think I want to start on the other side of the cycling path as well. So let's go to our parking lot drive road. And I'm always taking the wrong one. And we're gonna need our snapping. I'm gonna extend it for 2 tiles. And then we're gonna take a border road. And we're gonna extend it until I think right over here is a nice place. And I see I drew in my parking lot drive 1 tile too short. So let's try that again. This should do that. And we're going over here. So what side is our curb? Top side. Perfect. So let's go back to our residential buildings. And we're gonna plop down another decent row of these, leaving some spaces for cycling paths to enter through, so everyone can decently get everywhere. And let's do it like this for now. Let's also get those cycling paths in here. 1 here and 1 in here. Now that leaves us with some zoning. And this is starting to come together as a neighborhood. I think it will look nice in the future. And while I was waiting for the sunset for the outro, I happened to get this screen that our university finally leveled up. So there's these extra assets to play with next time. We can actually start expanding our university. I'm really looking forward to this. The trade school fountain, trade school cafeteria, the trade school gymnasium, and the outdoor study as well. So these will be added to the university next episode. And that was it for this episode. Enjoy the sunset. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode as well. So see you soon for the next episode of Blenholme.
Bye.